Development. This inaugural regional conference brings together executive governors, traditional and religious leaders, development partners, and experts in different fields in the academia, professionals, other stakeholders across the region and beyond to discuss the complex and critical challenges facing the North Central Zone and Nigeria at large, and provide solutions. The overall objective of the conference is to provide a forum for articulating, discussing, and providing actionable solutions to the multi-dimensional social, economic, environmental challenges related to the socio-demographic conditions of this North Central region. The specific objectives of the conference are: one, to highlight the need for regular evidence-based discourse on challenges and prospects related to the socio-demographic conditions and the dynamics, including climate change, security, and out-of-school or ALMAJIRI system in North Central region and in Nigeria as a whole. To develop strategies for providing actionable, inclusive, up-to-date data on socio-demographic conditions, insecurity, and climate change in the zone and in the country. To bring to the fore context-appropriate policy models, strategies, and interventions for the sustainable fertility and population management. Project cutting-edge research on demographic drivers, demographic transition, insecurity, climate change, and their interlinkages in this particular area. To develop strategies to harness demographic dividends, address climate change vulnerabilities, foster adaptation, and build resilience in the area. To also promote evidence-based policy on conflict resolution, mitigation of insecurity, and sustainable peace in the area. To provide renewable insights and clearer understanding of socio-demographic conditions in the zone. To come up with context-appropriate models to manage fertility and population in the zone. To provide actionable solutions and policy guides on harnessing demographic dividends and reduction of insecurity, climate change vulnerabilities, and impact of the implementation of government and development partners in the region. The conference will adopt standard specific policy-oriented methodology, which will involve technical papers that will be presented, panel discussion, and audience interaction session. The sub-themes of the conference are all interconnected and are critical to our national development, and they reflect the complexities of our region, the challenges, and we hope that deliberations and recommendations from this conference will provide valuable insights and solutions to these challenges. The sub-themes are as follows. One, the ALMAJIRI system, socio-economic implications and solutions. Two, the national regional security causes, effects, and solutions to insecurity in the North Central region in Nigeria. The food security issue and agricultural resilience in North Central region and Nigeria. Population growth and its dynamics. Population dynamics demographic dividend, and the challenges of the North Central region in Nigeria. Let me at this juncture reiterate the fact that population is an asset and it can be a big liability, depending on how we manage the population. Our large population in the country is a very big asset to us. We have a large market, but the quality of the population is very, very important. So government and all stakeholders must invest in the education of our population, especially the youth, that are 70% of our population, and providing investment in education, health, skill acquisition, and so on and so forth will ameliorate most of the problems that we face. Not educating our children, and this education I'm talking about must be all-inclusive, including the migrant farmers, the migrant fishermen, herders, must be brought into this fold. I remember in school, Mrs. Mary Ladd worked on the issue of mobile education, and eventually, when Professor Jibril Aminu became minister, he made it national. It was started in Plateau State, and when Nasarawa was together with Plateau State, it has become a national policy. If we don't educate our youth, especially those in the bush that are migrating from one place to another, they can easily be used as tools for destruction. It will cause a lot of mayhem. And without security, there cannot be any meaningful development in the region and in the country. So bringing them into the fold, and also not just educating, extending healthcare services to this mobile, specialized population of the country is very, very important. So this conference, we hope will foster collaboration. I am optimistic that the objective of this conference will be achieved at the end of this gathering. And I wish us all fruitful celebration, not forgetting to thank His Excellency, the Governor, for supporting and collaborating with the National Population Commission to convene this conference. Thank you very much.
To collaborating with all stakeholders, federal, state, civil society, private sector, development partners, to find sustainable solutions to these challenges. Remain committed to mobilizing the grassroots to key into the lofty objectives and aspirations for the realization of the renewed hope agenda of the present administration. For Nigeria to advance as expected, we must collectively address these challenges posed by population growth, especially in the North Central. All these are impacting negatively on our communities and people and impeding our ability to produce food sufficiently for our household and even export. This is despite the abundance of our arable land. This is the time to rise and face these challenges head on. We at ALGO are willing and ready to support every effort to overcome these challenges. To this end, we look forward to a more robust, engaging conference that will yield fruitful discussions and impactful outcomes that can catapult our nation to greater heights. Your Excellency, while I finalize this, let me personally commend your government for ensuring that the financial autonomy granted to local government are strengthened by yourself by making an enabling law to abolish the state joint account. We are indeed very proud of these steps that have been taken and to ensure you that you have the support of chairmen in the country. And again, for hosting this program to fashion out practical and sustainable ways of tackling these challenges is also worthy of commendation. And lastly, I want to congratulate my colleagues, chairmen of local government councils in Nasarawa State, for emerging victorious in your last election, and we hope that you will justify this confidence that has been reposed on you by the people of our state and the government of Nasarawa State, realizing that you will be the frontline implementers of the decisions that will be reached here today. Thank you for listening, and may God bless our collective effort. Thank you.
Album President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's put our hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, before we proceed, may I recognize the presence of His Royal Highness Dr. Safiyanu Alanana Magaji III, the Long Jam of NAM, representing His Royal Highness the Bongonjos, Chairman Plateau State Council of Emirs and Chiefs. Your Royal Highness, you're most welcome. I also want to recognize the presence of the Executive Secretary, CEO, National Commission for ALMAJIRI and Out-of-School Children, Dr. Muhammad Sani Idris El-Blaturi, the Shatima Ilwe of Borno. Your Excellency, Mr. Sani is not visitor to Nasarawa State. He was here as...
First and foremost, I commend the organizers for convening this crucial gathering to address the interwoven challenges facing the North Central region. This conference is timely and vital, given the pressing issues of population growth, issues of food security, climate change, and the vulnerabilities faced by our children, who are the backbone of our future. North Central Nigeria is a region with unique demographic characteristics, including rapid population growth, a youthful age structure, and migration patterns mostly from the rural to urban areas. While these dynamics offer opportunities for economic growth and the demographic dividend, they also present challenges in managing resources, infrastructure, and human capital development. Unfortunately, Nigeria is yet to conduct a population and housing census for us to know how many we have for evidence-based planning. I urge His Excellency, our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to prioritize the conduct of a national population and housing census to provide accurate data for effective planning, resource allocation, and sustainable development. As stakeholders, we must collectively ensure that population policies align with sustainable development goals. It is necessary to invest in education, in health, and social welfare systems to transform population dynamics into a catalyst for positive change. On the issue of security and climate change, it is important to note that the intersection of population dynamics with security and climate change cannot be overstated. Insecurity, including farmer harvester conflicts and other criminal crises, intensify the challenges of displacement, poverty, and social fragmentation. Climate change further compounds these issues by affecting livelihoods, food security, and the sustainability of natural resources. Therefore, addressing these challenges requires collaborative strategies that integrate population management, conflict resolution, and environmental sustainability. I urge all stakeholders to adopt innovative and inclusive solutions to build resilience in our communities. On the out-of-school children, it is unfortunate that Central Nigeria has one of the highest rates in the country, with millions of children lacking access to quality education. These children represent the most marginalized in our society and are at the intersection of population, security, and socioeconomic challenges. This situation perpetuates a cycle of poverty, insecurity, and underdevelopment. I commend this conference for bringing the needs of these vulnerable children to the forefront. As we deliberate on these critical issues, I urge all stakeholders present today to prioritize actionable solutions that address the root causes of these challenges. The Population Association of Nigeria, the professional body of demographers and population experts, remains committed to supporting evidence-based policies and programs that enhance the well-being of our population. We stand ready to collaborate with stakeholders in ensuring that the outcomes of this conference translate into meaningful change for the North Central region and beyond. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, let me use this opportunity to inform you that the Population Association of Nigeria will be hosting its annual conference on population growth, demographic challenges, and national development from the 23rd to 26th of February 2025 at Barcelona Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. Finally, CLIMTAE is extending its invitation to all of you that are present here. Finally, on behalf of the Population Association of Nigeria, I extend my best wishes for fruitful deliberations and impactful resolutions at this conference. Together, let us chart a course towards a more secure, equitable, and sustainable future for North Central Nigeria and its children. Thank you very much. May this conference be a success.
Is at the forefront, bringing us to try to interrupt the American system. Having been said, to quickly recognize men in that sector that they are calling to making sure that moving forward we can sleep with our eyes closed. I'd like to recognize representing the Commissioner of Police, the Commissioner of Police National State, Shehu Nadada, ESMNI. We represent the Director of DSS, Mr. Ibrahim, PSI, is also here with us. We recognize especially all the way from Mahmoud. I love one very special Lieutenant Colonel Ribon Jeffers, the Commanding Officer, 72 Special Forces Battalion, Mahmoud. You are very much welcome. Also, I'd like to recognize the Commanding Officer, 177 Guards Battalion. Yeah, please quickly take the members of the presenters that time for the essence. The representative of the Commandant General, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, who is here with us, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar, OFR MNI. Join me to welcome to the podium Dr. Olusola Ozumosi, the Commandant FC University and Civil Defense Corps.
Your Excellency, the Representative Governor, Nasarawa State, Engineer Abdullahi Sule, the Chairman, National Population Commission, Honorable Nasir Isa Farah. Good afternoon. May I request your indulgence to stand on the executive. This is a goodwill message from the North Country Commandant General of Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar, who is unavoidably absent because it's fresh for other national engagement, and he extends his apology for not being able to make it to this event due to force attend. I have the honor of delivering this goodwill message on this auspicious occasion of the Regional Conference on Population Dynamics, Security, Climate Change, Out of School Children, and Vulnerable Children in North Central. Your Excellency, sir, it is with great honor and a deep sense of responsibility that I extend my goodwill to the organizers of this event, the National Population Commission, with support from the Nasarawa State Government on this auspicious occasion of this regional conference. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here today, I want to acknowledge the resilience and strength of the good people of the North Central region, which makes them a valuable asset to the region's development. This inaugural conference is aimed at enhancing security, encouraging access to quality education by our children, and reducing the impact of climate change on the people of North Central, amongst others. The present challenges we face in these regions in terms of population dynamics, security concerns, climate change after school children, and so on, are interconnected and are issues that demand our collective attention, and addressing these issues also requires comprehensive multi-stakeholder approach. Some of these issues include high population growth, rapid urbanization and migration, which puts pressure on resources, infrastructure, and social services. And also in terms of security, it has also helped to find the embers of careless farmers' conflicts, banditry and kidnapping in the region, as well as vandalism of critical national assets and infrastructure of government. Also, we have this guy stealing and robbery under the name of scavenging. And those people we call Babangona, which have dealt serious blow on the critical national assets of this country. The challenges goes on and on. And let me also reiterate, concerning the climate change, the rising temperature and changing rainfall pattern and increased extreme weather, which has also affected agriculture in this region. Your Excellency, sir, children as young as 5 years are also engaged in hazardous labor, exploitation, physical and emotional abuse, and denial of education and health care, which is a necessity. And this has helped to perpetuate poverty, limited opportunities, and threatens children's physical and emotional well-being. Let us therefore join hands to provide sustainable population growth and development. We should enhance security and peace-building efforts so that we can mitigate also the impacts of climate change and ensure that all our children have access to quality education. There is also need for us to protect vulnerable children from exploitation in lumbering and mining. Your Excellency, sir, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps is a full-fledged paramilitary agency of government. And just like in other regions of the country, we are working with the people of the North Central Nigeria. And I dare say, we are fully committed to working with you to addressing these various challenges within the ambit of our mandate. The NSCDC as a new agency in promoting the safety program of the federal government have done so much in providing security for students and the school environment, reducing kidnapping and restoring the confidence of parents, guardians, teachers towards increasing access for more children in education and reducing the number of out-of-school children. This conference, therefore, serves as a crucial platform for all stakeholders to come together and share ideas and collaborate on strategies to build a brighter future for the North Central region of Nigeria. And I am confident that the discussion and insights shared today will provide actionable solutions to the identified challenges being addressed today. Once again, let me commend the National Population Commission and the entire team for their dedication and commitment and for conveying this conference towards fostering a sense of shared responsibility for us all. And I hope that this meeting strengthens the bond between all stakeholders to pave the way for the North Central region's economic growth, social development, and cultural preservation. Thank you all for listening.
The fully round of the universities. I want to recognize the presence of Deputy Inspector General of Police retired, Musa Lafiya. We would like to take the next message from a constituent that is very particular with one of the themes of this gathering this afternoon. Join me to welcome the Executive Secretary, ALMAJIRI and Out-of-School Commission, Dr. Muhammad Sani Idris, who is also a panelist in one of the discussion sessions. Please another applause for him as he takes the podium. Thank you very much.
The Education Deputy Governor of Nasarawa State and the ALMAJIRI O1 of Nasarawa State. Your Excellency, finally, education in Nigeria is now occupying the center stage of discussion. And Your Excellency, at the National Commission, we are for sure not oblivious of the uncommon passion you are having to make it better the life of ALMAJIRI and the downtrodden. And inshallah will continue to partner with you with the aim of revitalizing this very important but age-long decade system of education. The issue of security will for sure not be disconnected with the issue of ALMAJIRI. ALMAJIRI are a set of individuals that are out to seek for the memorization of the Holy Quran. But unfortunately, they have been linguistically manipulated by Boko Haram because of their inability to understand the correct exegesis of the verses of the Holy Quran. What we are doing at the National Commission for ALMAJIRI and Out-of-School Education now is to make sure that we give opportunity to ALMAJIRI to also understand the correct interpretation of the Quran and to let them know that the interpretation they are receiving from Boko Haram are not in concordance with the true exegesis of the verses of the Holy Quran. And on this note, Your Excellency, I want to inform you that in the next 2 weeks, we are going to inaugurate a program in Kaduna State that will attract 350 memorizers of the Holy Quran who will be in Kaduna. They will be clustered in one of the schools, and then we will expose them to understanding of Arabic, to understanding of English, and to some skills acquisition. That way we are sure they will develop linguistical immunity against any ideology that is not intended with the correct teaching of the Quran. It is our prayer that the Nasarawa State government will also partner with us. They will be exposed to a rigorous curriculum that is prepared by the National Commission of ALMAJIRI in collaboration with the National Board of Arabic and Islamic Studies. And at the end of that one-year program, they will be allowed to attempt unbiased examination. Thereafter, we will get them admission into University of Medina Islamic University of Niger and Islamic University of Malaysia. That way, and if this pilot program becomes successful, we have now gotten the shortest way of addressing the difficulties associated with this system of education. That means you can start as an Almajiri, memorize Quran, go to that center for 1 year, and thereafter proceed to any of the Islamic universities. Your Excellency, I want to also share with you, and on a very sad note, that the data, the available data is showing that we have 251 million out of school children globally. And out of this number, 163 million are from Africa. And in Africa, Nigeria is having the largest number. Nigeria is at the second ranking globally after Pakistan, with 18.3 million out of school children. For the Almajiri, Your Excellency, even though the data before us is not cogent and verifiable, but it is suggesting that we have over 30 million Almajiri that are today roaming the streets of this country. If something is not done, for sure, we will continue to experience the type of mayhem we experience. One of the reasons why children are out of school, Your Excellency, is because our institutions as of today are no longer encouraging the out of school children. You have situations where students in SS1 cannot read and write. So, according to all the educational philosophers, them T.K. Corona, John Dewey, and Plato, that a child is born barbaric, blank slate, and tabula rasa, is empty slate. When a student in the school is a tabula rasa, what is the difference between this tabula rasa and the outside tabula rasa? So we have to make sure as a way of policy, Your Excellency, that our schools remain great citadels of learning. I want to appreciate you for what you are doing. Nasarawa State is among the high-ranking states in terms of performance in WAEC and NECO. And that has to be given to you, Your Excellency. But we also want to claim your indebtedness to kindly help us talk to other colleagues of yours. That hypothesis has shown that in most of the schools in the north, you have schools with one teacher. Primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, primary 4, primary 5, primary 6, with one teacher. Those students in this school are also out of school children. And unless something is done, we will continue to be breeding out of school children that are carrying our certificates. Finally, Your Excellency, I want to use this opportunity also to appreciate my brother, the National Population Commission, for his doggedness and for his readiness to partner with the National Commission for Almajiri and out of school children with a view to coming up with a data that is cogent and verifiable. I want to thank the National State Government for all that you are doing to make the life of Almajiri and the vulnerable better. The Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to work with you.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, before we run up the various opening messages, I'd like to recognize the Honorable Commissioner for
agencies in the North Central, Secretary to the State Government and the Chairman of our party, the APC, in the state who is here, the Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Almajiri and Out-of-School Children, Dr. Mohammed Sani Idris, the President of Algon, who is ably represented by our own Honorable ALMAJIRI, the Chairman of Algon here in Nasarawa State, who happens to be the Chairman of Congo Local Government, and all the other Chairmen of the Local Government Council. Distinguished invited guests and participants, distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I had a very long prepared speech. But after listening to what I have heard so far, and especially the last address by the EAS of the National Commission for Almajiri, I decided not to read my speech. I want to talk to you directly. I am so happy. I had absolutely zero idea that we even had anything called Commission for Almajiri and out-of-school children. I think since you are here in Nasarawa, you are in trouble. You will not leave here until we solve these problems. So I'm so happy that you came, and I'm so happy that you spoke the way you did. But I think first and foremost, let me commend our son, the chairman of the MPC, his commissioners, his management, and all those who initiated this idea. And let me commend our local organizing committee for working very hard to see the realization of this conference. I want to commend you all, and I want to thank you all for this idea. Let me also appreciate all the participants, especially our royal fathers, all the security agencies, the ALGON, and the several other organizations that I have seen that have come actually to be part of this. This is highly commendable. And so I also appreciate the speakers. You are all on target, and I thank you sincerely for taking the time to prepare your speeches in order to do this. The team is apt, and I'm happy that we have this regional conference on population, insecurity, climate change, and out-of-school children, as well as the Almajiri problem. The Almajiri problem is indeed a huge problem for us. And I think, just like I told my colleagues in Kaduna during our last meeting of the Northern Governors, I said we should stop complaining. It is time for us actually to take the bull by the horn and see how we can resolve the problem by ourselves. We should no longer expect anybody to come and solve the problem of the Almajiri system. We must be the ones to solve this problem if we are serious about solving the problem of the Almajiri system. And I'm happy to hear the EAS seems to have excellent understanding of what we do. But I think EAS, in addition to the battalion of programs that you have listed, there is one major one. Because if we continue to say with the Almajiris, we are going to have, and I'm happy you have already given me the title of 001 Almajiri of Nasarawa State. I agree with that. I'm more than happy to be the 001 Almajiri of the governors also. That one I will take. The reason is because it's very important for all of us to embrace this, understand it, and to take it from there. You are now referring to some of the issues, like you rightly mentioned, that we are going to get some other people to understand the whole concept of Almajiri, and so you are educating them, you are taking them to Medina, you are taking them to this, you are taking them to all that. That's wonderful. But if we do not stop producing the Almajiris in the first place, we will continue to have the Almajiris. Because while we are solving these problems of the current Almajiris, we have to find a way to teach people that it is a sin in Islam to continue producing children that you cannot take care of. Until we take care of that, we cannot solve the problem. Just like it is a sin to continue to marry wives that you cannot take care of, it's also a sin to continue producing children that you cannot take care of. So these are the challenges we have at hand, and we must be able, to take it seriously and teach our people directly to their sense that they have to understand this is the challenge we have in Nigeria today. Why is it that it is only here? I just got back from Saudi Arabia. I didn't see too many Almajiris in Makkah, in Medina, in Jeddah, in anywhere. They are an Islamic nation. Yes, you have mentioned that in Pakistan they have out-of-school children, but their whole situation is even completely different. So why should northern Nigeria continue to hold the entire nation at ransom when we know that it is our own problem and we have to go out there and find a way to solve it? I'm happy that you are establishing this in Kaduna, and I think whether the governor of Kano State likes it or not, if you like, come to me, I will take you so the governor of Kano will do exactly what you are doing in Kaduna, because that is where you need to start. And you have a governor that is willing. Because I was with him a little over a week ago, and I saw the conviction in him, trying to see how he can solve these problems. I saw the commitment.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Ino Bakari Dalingo, a Director and Census Manager, National Population Commission.
Okay, so tell us about the regional conference.
Yeah, as you can see, the regional conference was a conception of the National Population Commission and His Excellency, the Governor of Nasarawa State. It came up immediately after the End Bad Government's riots, where a lot of people, especially the ALMAJIRI, were utilized to do mayhem in most part of the northern states. And so this conference was just called so that stakeholders will discuss on these issues and try to provide solutions on the way forward for national security, and also to look at the population dynamics that is happening, the movement of people from one place to the other, so that we can have a discussion in the regional. This is the first starting in the North Central region, so that a discourse will be held by all the critical stakeholders and all level of government, so that solutions can be profiled for policy making and decision making to ensure that these issues are arrested.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Wanted to interview. Wanted to interview. Who is interview? Who is this position? Talk. And the fight against ALMAJIRI.
So the fight against ALMAJIRI is a very serious issue, a phenomenon that you can find it only in the northern Nigeria, predominantly in the Islamic, in the Muslim-dominated society. And as far as we are concerned, when we say ALMAJIRI, ALMAJIRI is a student. That's the simple meaning, a student. But you see, because of our laziness, our lack of responsibility, we decided to take it as a vulnerable person. So a situation where you marry 4 wives, get birth to so many uncountable children, you cannot feed them, you cannot take them to school, then you put them on the street. You are endangering the lives of those children. So Islam does not even permit that. Islamically, it is forbidden, because Islam as a way of life has enshrined how you are going to take care of your family, your wife, your children. It is your sole responsibility. It is not the responsibility of anybody on the street to pick up your son and train him. It is your responsibility. And by Islamic injunction, you are going to be asked thereafter that you share away from your responsibility and you are going to be punished according to Islamic injunction. That is serious.
For NPC, National Population Commission, to organize this, what is your message to them?
The message is very simple and clear, and because the message is we want to reduce the number of ALMAJIRI and out-of-school children. Like you as in me, I am proposing to establish a charity school free of charge. And I am going to collaborate with the government, and the governor has given me his assurance that he is going to come into the collaboration. So every child is your own child. So we are going to ensure that this ALMAJIRI is reduced to the barest minimum. And we in Nasarawa State, I will advise that a law should be established that the ALMAJIRIs should be confined into their malams that brought them, not on the street. There should be a law that any ALMAJIRI that is seen on the street, the malams that brought him or the teacher that brought him from wherever he brings him should be arrested and be punished.
Thank you so much. So tell us your name and your designation.
Well, my name is Labaran Magaji. I am the Honorable the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Nasarawa State. And I am the alternate chairman of the the deputy chairman of the local organizing committee of this very important event, which today we are here organized by the National Population Commission in conjunction with the Nasarawa State government.
How important is this conversation?
Well, as you listen to the various speakers, including the keynote speaker, North Central is really bedeviled by several security challenges arising from the out-of-school children and, in fact, the Almajiris, and considering the vast potentials in both the mineral resources and other sectors of the economy, North Central is posed with the challenges of security. And this workshop or this conference brought together experts in areas of all the theme of this conference, to articulate and discuss issues that will provide solutions to some of those security challenges we're having in North Central Nigeria. And from the list of the experts that we have put together, you could see that the solution is underway. Now, take, for example, the keynote speaker, which is His Excellency the Governor, who has addressed exhaustively the issue of Almajiri and also went ahead to provide some of the key solutions to it, one of which is to actually nip it on the bud by reducing the number of the children we produce that we cannot cater for. And that is the only way that we can be able to curb the already saturated situation where the Almajiris and the out-of-school children have dominated our streets.
What is your message, final message to the MPC for organizing this?
Well, the MPC has done extremely, very wonderfully well. This is an event that just was conceived within the last, in less than a month, and today is becoming a reality. That shows the capacity of the executive chairman, the chairman of the National Population Commission, and of course, the industry of the federal commissioners, and indeed the Director General of the Commission. And I could see again the composition of the team of the organizing committee from the MPC. It's a very wonderful one, highly creative, innovative, and indeed very passionate about finding solutions and articulating data for the implementation of the outcome of this conference.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Let me have your number, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, our panel, which is the first, is on the Almajiri system. And the title of the paper is the Almajiri system, socio-economic implications and solutions. And the lead presenter is Professor Suleiman Khalil. He has been already introduced by the MC. We will give him 15 minutes so that he can make his presentation. Thereafter, we will give the panelists some 5 minutes each to also make their contribution. Thereafter, we turn to the audience to also get your intervention. I'd like to assure you that we will work on time so that the second
this conference is very, very important and very timely. You see, it's something that's very dear to my heart because we live in the midst of this, especially these Almajiri students and children. They're not cared for, and they're very, very, very huge security risks in this country. Because when we go around begging, these rascals employ them, they enter into our houses, look into our security network, and then inform them. You see, most of these informants and kidnappers are the Almajiri children, because they are the ones that have free access into our houses in the guise of coming to look for food. So they look at the security setup and bring them back. It's like in the court. Most of the time when we catch these kidnappers, you have these Almajiri students who have been informants. I think, like I was discussing with the Honorable Commissioner for Justice, I said, look, it's necessary for them to bring a bill before the Assembly, House Assembly, to make it compulsory to take these Almajiris to school, and also the so-called malams that are frustrating our efforts, because whatever we do, they'll remove the children from school. They import them from outside. But if we have a law that says it's compulsory for these children to be in school against their street begging, and I told them, if you want us to make an example, then we will. If you get these children wandering around and you bring any of these manners before us, can trace it, we'll do them according to law. But we do need the law. We need the backing of the law. So it's a very, very, very important conference. So like Remy said, the children you refuse to educate today of the poor will be your future threat. And we're here right now facing that threat.
What's your message to the National Population Commission for organizing this?
I'm really, really grateful. It's a wonderful, wonderful initiative. It is something that's not overdue. You know, we've been hiding like the ostrich with our head inside the sand. We must face it and address it, or if not, it's going to engulf us all. So the National Population Commission are doing a great service to this country. So this is a terrible problem. Thank you. Justice Aisha Bashir, the Chief Judge of Nasarawa State.
Thank you so much for to engage stakeholders against how important is this conference to you and to the women in society?
Well, this conference is very important to us, especially the women in the state, because the issue of children out of school and the Almajiri children are issues that need to be addressed. The children need to be protected. The children need to go to school because this is a time bomb for us to have our children out of school. We have seen it. We have seen what it has cost. We have seen the level of recruitment of these children that are out of school. They are just there on the street. No basic training, no education, no skills. So that affects the overall development of the state and the country at large. But I must appreciate His Excellency the Governor of Nasarawa State for sponsoring this very important workshop, because it will go a long way in addressing the issue of Almajiri and out-of-school children, issue of population dynamics, climate change, and especially the issue of security, which he has worked very hard to ensure that the state is safe, and you can see how investment the state is being able to attract a lot of investment. So we thank His Excellency for this initiative, and we thank the National Population Commission for coming to the state to organize this workshop.
Thank you. How important is the conference?
How important what?
Tell us your name and then the answer. How important is the conference?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Shewadi Kende from Lafiya, and I work with National Population Commission. I'm an assistant director. Well, the conference is very, very important, and it's coming at a time where it is more than necessary that we need to work on our population age group. These are the productive age group that the country will be able to work on to put them back into the economy. What do I mean? When you talk about population, you are talking about people. Then the characteristics of the citizen. Now we have dependency age and productive age. The dependency age is 0 to 14, then 65 dependency up. That means we have two categories. While the productive age has to do between the age group of 15 to 60, 65. And these are the ages that it is very, very important that the government needs to work on them, so that when they are educated, empowered, employed, and then the innovation is worked on, then at the end of the day, they are putting back into the economy. What do I mean again? We talk about population transition. Transition in the sense that government is taking efforts on that productive age so that they can maximize their potential, meaning at the end of the day, they'll be able to get the dividend that they will accrue from them, and the economic growth will be achieved at the end of the day. Thank you so much.
Start with your name, office, and then...
Okay. My name is Aisha Abdulaziz Adamu, Director of Population Studies, the coordinator of this conference. Department is saddled with the responsibility of conducting conferences that deal with socio-economic, socio-demographic issues and that is and around Nigeria. The idea to conduct or to do this conference at the regional level is to foster cooperations among the states within the region that have similar or like issues, that they can look at it. We'll bring experts to look at the topical issues, discuss them as professionals, give practical solutions that will be tailor-made to solve issues within the region. And we hope that other regions will look into it and bring, so that researches, surveys will be done or will be conducted, so that scientific approaches and contemporary solutions will be looked in to have a sustainable development or to achieve sustainable development in Nigeria.
Do you want to speak on why Nasarawa was chosen?
I should. Nasarawa, the choice of Nasarawa primarily is because the governor, His Excellency, was passionate during that interview with Channels Television, where he talked about the issue of ALMAJIRI. And we feel, or we still do feel, that ALMAJIRI, climate, security, out of school children are all topical issues that need to be addressed. They're all about, that need to be addressed. It's about population. When people give birth without knowing the value or the rights of the child, and then trust a 3-year, 4-year-old child into the street, unprotected, his rights are abused, and it seems a lot of people are not aware of what they do, or the impact of this damage it does to the child and to the society. As a demographic institution, we want to bring to the fore that population can be a blessing and also be a curse. Population, if managed, can become an asset in Nigeria. We have over 200 million people, and bulk of them are young children. If you imagine half of them, as expressed by the ES of ALMAJIRI education, that about 18 million are out of school and ALMAJIRI. We need to address this menace. We need to look at it. Why do people just give birth? You know, why can't we manage our population? We want to have children, we want people to have children, but at the right time, at the right space, with the right education, because that child is everybody's child. If it becomes a problem, it becomes a problem to everybody.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Regional challenges. Many people are quick to attribute violent criminal behavior, especially in the way of securing crisis individuals, the northern part of the river Niger, in the last 3 decades. The Mediterranean area, for example, has been linked to ALMAJIRI. So that rather than one by season, religious rights, around 5 million Muslims cannot take them into the fine for the basic movement of the course. Doctors get trouble, this set. So the most direct approach at having a phenomenon of ALMAJIRI took the form of control and legislation against the movement. The best potential attempt to halt on the practice of migrant this came after the law have taken effective measures to support the welfare of the Malamai and their people. Even though the program Al-Majiri affects mostly women, the law should be adopted and enforced by all states of the Federation. This is necessary because if it is left individual states to enact the law, the migrant Malamai will take their people to the states where the law has not been promulgated.
Another thing is that we also have the economic cost implication of this, because all these children are vulnerable to all these social crises. The country is spending huge amount of money to maintain peace and stability in the country. So the problem is to find the root cause, solve the problem of the Almajiri in order to move the country forward. And I think we are all to blame. We have one part of the other that we have played in encouraging the menace. I will not say the Almajiri system, but the menace of the Almajiris. Because, as he rightly said, we tend to look forward cheap labor. I know virtually most of us, we have one or two Almajiris that actually do one or two domestic chores for us. So we cannot say we are totally not guilty. We are all guilty. So it is time for us to start looking inward, see how we can encourage these children to have a bit of the Western education so that it brightens their future. And once their future is bright, we have a better nation. Thank you very much.
Yes, permit me also to stand on the existing protocol. I want to acknowledge my boss, Professor Sulaiman Bala Muhammad. Is my VC at the UNSUK. Thank you very much for standing in for me. As I was saying, it's very difficult for me to play your role. But then since you have asked me to do so, let me quickly, within the 3 minutes, say the following. Number one, to look at the conceptual clarifications. We still have issues with Almajiri and Almajiri system, or Almajiri system of education. So long as we are not ready to accept that Almajiri is a student of an established, long-existing school system, we will continue to have problem. It is really my belief that it's shameful for us as intellectuals to continue to count Almajiri system or children going to Almajiri schools as out of school children. Even in the paper I observed that they are regarded as that, and after that you are saying Quranic schools, Quranic system of education, Almajiri system of education. If we don't agree that Almajiri is a literate child, we'll continue to have problem. This is on the clarification, in the conceptual clarification. Somebody who can read, who can recite, who can write the Quran without copying from anything, you still regard such a person as out of school child. You still don't recognize that system as a school system. You can call it non-formal or whatever, but it is a system of education that predated all systems that we are having now. So I want to call specifically on our government, whatever engagement we want to do with these people, let us recognize the system. And when we do that, we will come together with them to introduce whatever improvement we want to do for the sake of our peace, security, and stability. I want to contribute also by saying that in
the system, especially on the socio-economic implications and solutions,
which was held yesterday. The system, as we all know, is synonymous with the northern parts of the country, and over time had become an eyesore which most of us are not proud of. This is a case where we have children, young children, moving around in our cities who are expected to have been school-age children, normally are meant to be in schools, in the Quranic schools, trying to read and learn part of the exegesis of the Quran. Unfortunately, over time, because of poverty and societal ills and the conditions of the country, most of these kids have found themselves begging on our streets to fend for themselves, which had negated the effect or the initial aim of this system. The advantage of the system, as we all know as well, is specifically a major part of this group of boys are found in the north, and it was also found that most of these states comprising the state where we find the Almajiris are not peer reviewing themselves, because, for example, there are states such as Kogi, Kwara. The system takes on another form, where states in the other part of the country are synonymous with the younger ones, the children, the child that we see. Anyway, the committee also, in view of this, there are a wide range of short and long-term socio-economic implications affecting not only the Almajiri children, but other vulnerable children, such as the orphan, the beggars, children in mining, as well as other vulnerable kids who are ready-made cannon fodder for violence, for insurgency, and so on and so forth. Therefore, this system constitutes an issue of interest that calls for a conference like this for addressing and for providing deserving investigation into these solutions. However, several issues amongst 8 key points or 6 key points were realized and solutions were sought. One, the issue of there is need for strategic and sustained consultation and engagement between stakeholders. And the challenges we see of this is absence of strategic and sustained consultation among stakeholders, because everyone seems to be working in silos and people don't have a more coherent way of solving this issue. Actions to be taken is we should evolve strategic and sustained consultation across strata of society, and all this engagement needs to be ongoing. Also, we need to collaborate with stakeholders, starting with the affected states, especially in the Northwest Zone, local governments concerned, the traditional institutions, as well as our religious leaders, comprising the ulamas, the malams, the tutors, and development partners, etc. Also, the CSOs, the NGOs, as well as those that establish community-focused institutions, must be self-sustaining, and villages where these kids.
The executive governor of Nassau State, General Abdullahi Sule, my brother, my mentor, for want of time, let me just observe the protocol that has been laid down. I respect each and every one has really found time to be with us today. The National Population Commission is a constitutional body. It's part of the 5th schedule of Nigerian Constitution.